Hey, y'all. Welcome back. Episode 14 of season 2 of the Manly Musings podcast. Tonight, if you're watching on YouTube, you see our lovely guest, Cyrus Johnson, is back with us. We're not talking basketball. We're not talking NBA, anything like that, which is very odd, or wrestling with Cyrus. Tonight, it's a curveball. We're going to talk some football. So stay tuned. We're going to have some fun with that. Cyrus, say hi like you always do.
Hey, what's going on?
Perfect. I had it written the Duke fan is back. That's how I was going to introduce you, but that one just screwed that one up. Just like the UNC Tar Heels, they're screwing up left and right. Holy shit. All right. So we'll dive right in the weekly sports update. Kevin, this is going to go right at you right now because you were at the game last night.
I was.
Let's not talk about the score. Let's not talk about all of the craziness.
No, none of that.
Not yet. We're going to because that's just part of what we do. But Kevin, talk to us about the atmosphere. How was it at this game?
The atmosphere at the game was absolutely incredible. It was loud. Like, there was not an empty seat in the building. It was incredible. Shout out to both fan bases for really showing out. And, you had all of your people in purple for TCU. You had all of your fancy people in red for Georgia. And they kept it loud as possible until the score started to dictate how loud the crowd was going to be getting. But the atmosphere is great. SoFi Stadium, a super unique stadium. I swear, honestly, you're looking at like a spaceship. I just think they need to they didn't really think about how to construct it a certain way, because literally, so they have a top over the stadium, but the sides are open.
Yeah, that was the idea.
And then yesterday, but I don't think they really thought about like what happens when it rains. So
Probably
rain is just blowing all into the stadium. It's leaking through the top of the roof. And like the concourse is like all concrete. So like you're thinking wet stadium, lots of people, like you're asking for somebody, if they're being ridiculous, probably to slip all over that damn thing. But a beautiful stadium regardless. I definitely know, definitely a little bit tough to get out of that stadium afterwards. The rain was not fun to walk into. So you guys will eventually, you guys will see the We're Out Here series. I sent my footage to our producer, Andrew.
Yeah, that inbox is full of my videos and your videos right now.
It's epic. So
Andrew's going to have a hell of a time putting those 2 videos out.
Yeah.
So wait a minute, Kev. So you mean to tell me that there wasn't a hotel or anything that was like 5 minutes away from the stadium?
No, there's no hotel. Like I was talking to people. They were saying the closest hotel for them that was like the easiest way to get there was still around 15 to 20 minutes, and that was like Uber ride, ride share, trying to figure it out. And like walking out, you literally see like people on the outskirts of like LA, of Inglewood, like trying to find their ride share so they can get home. And everybody's like soaking wet.
That's crazy.
I just pulled it up on my Apple Maps or whatever you want to, Google Maps, whatever. There's a Hollywood Park casino, but it looks like it's at least a 20-30 minute walk.
It's crazy.
So
yeah, there's the casino, but they also, what they won't tell you, Mayor, is that whole section is completely closed off because of the game.
And they didn't allow tailgating, right?
So there is a limited amount of tailgating, but partial of those routes are closed in order for like people to like come in and out of. So like there was like a little bit of tailgating, but it wasn't a lot. So
yeah, I knew they were saying that there was no tailgating prior to the kickoff, and I didn't read into it, so that's probably why, because of how bad traffic is. Like dude, if you look at this and you look up where this stadium is,
it's in the heart of LA.
It's in Inglewood.
Yeah,
there's so much stuff around it with shops and all that, which is great, but like it's smack dab in the middle of nowhere, Inglewood, nothing around it. Like,
Yeah, like no like
living wise.
train, no like hotel. So like, well,
Think about this, Kev. The jersey you're wearing, he purchased that. He purchased the form, which is my understanding is that has to be close enough to SoFi to cause some sort of traffic.
it is. It is.
Forum.
The Kia was used as a parking lot for the event yesterday.
See,
Uh, they used the Kia Forum as a parking lot. In which the entrance to the stadium, because of the how spectacle the national championship is, which is what a lot of places will do, is they extend the entry.
Yeah, it's literally on the other
Forward,
side of the
like,
road, Cyrus.
right?
Is
yeah,
where the
the
Kia
Forum
Forum
is.
is.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's crazy. Just think about when they actually, because they're supposed to be, what is it, next year, either next year or the year after.
2 years, I think.
They're supposed to go into that building. He's redoing the building, and then they're going to go into that building. Just imagine the ruckus that you. Now, again, we know the Clippers are like the second tier team. Just imagine how much ruckus that would be if you had a Clippers game at night, or like say you had a Rams game during the morning, and then you had a Clippers game at night.
Dude,
Just
and then there's
imagine.
like a school right across the street from it too. Holy
Yeah,
these
they
places were not
probably
put in good spots.
exactly. They probably will have to, like, if they ever do move to the Forum, they're probably gonna have to coordinate ways on, game times. Like, for example, because you can't put a Clippers game and a Rams game or Chargers game, because they play there too,
Right, the Chargers play there.
at the same time. Because literally, it's just going to be a mess all day.
It's crazy.
Damn. Well,
Yeah,
the stadium looks beautiful
it does.
from TV and everything. It does look amazing. I can definitely see where the traffic issues come along. But Kevin, you sent a text message to Andrew and I about a dad almost brawling out with another fan.
Oh my God.
What
this is
happened?
Great.
I did not
Okay.
see this video. I did not see the video from you, so I'm not sure.
So basically, there was a section where it was like at the end where like three Georgia fans. It's like two girls and this guy, and then the rest of the row was like a big family, like a mom, two sisters, and two
Right.
brothers, and a dad. So I guess from what I got, because I was trying to get some information from everybody else that was sitting around, the one of the kids that is rooting for TCU, he has like an injured leg. So the Georgia fan, of course, obviously intoxicated, he is jawing at the fan who has the broken leg and is like making fun of him. So the dad like hears it and he's like, "You're not gonna go ahead and talk to my son like that way." So there was a point where he was about to rush out of his chair and he was gonna go meet the kid downstairs at the bottom of the concourse to fight. So literally, they're like the girls are trying to separate, blah blah blah, but he kept leading them on and just like, because obviously the beating the dogs were giving TCU was heavy. So that when fans kind of get a little out of control, and he's like egging it on and egging it on and egging it on.
Yeah.
And there's a point where literally the dad. There's actually a video. You'll see it. I don't know. It's gonna be on the We're Out Here series.
It has to. It has to be on there.
But it's
Andrew,
but it
that
says,
video has to be on there.
But you'll see the dad, he jumps the row, comes back over, and then he starts walking over to the guy, and the girls are trying to pull him away, pull the Georgia fan away, and then you see the daughter starting to jaw out with one of the other girls, so they start like jawing at each other and everything, and then security like starts to run up because I think somebody called them that something was going on. So, because it was just one guy who, honestly, if it was just that one guy, I'm 100% sure he would just let them brawl down that damn stairs and he wouldn't give a damn shit.
Wow.
But he was like, really, it was about to go down. And I'm like, if I saw this dad beat the hell out of this dumbass kid, I would have loved it. He was ready.
I would have just sat there and clapped for that guy.
I would have. Swear to God, I would have.
Yo, but it is crazy. I was just like, come on, man. It's just a game. I literally sat there. I'm like, thank God I don't have like any true allegiances to any of these teams, because if somebody was really trying to do that to me and really trying to egg it on and just like really push the nerve, where I was sitting, Merritt, you know I'm not a fan of heights.
Oh yeah, you sent us a text message last night, Cyrus, going,
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Yeah,
Legit.
I don't do heights.
Well, I know that. How high up were you?
Like I was, well, for the game for Pittsburgh, we were the last damn row. But for this one, I was probably maybe 8 rows from the top.
And that's a big stadium too.
Yeah, I was
that
gonna
is-
say that's a humongous stadium too.
Yeah, it was funny. I'll never forget when I asked like the ushers, like, "Hey, can you let me know where my seat is?" He laughs at me and goes, "Hey, buddy, you got a long way to go. You just got to keep going up." I'm like, "All right, thanks, appreciate it." So, like, if that kid was trying to jaw at me, I would have literally, honestly, just give him one shove and I'll just let him tumble all the way down.
Oh wow!
That's all
and
I
we would
would've-
not be having this
I-
podcast tonight because Kevin would be
No,
in
we
jail.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
No, we wouldn't. No, we wouldn't. We'd have been like, Mary, we'd have been like, so Kevin would have been like, so listen, I need you to take over for me. I'm gonna be away for a little while.
To the two wrestling fans right now, Stephanie McMahon has stepped down as co-CEO of WWE.
Yeah, Vince is gonna take over.
Again.
Vince coming back. Yeah.
So yes. So I just saw that. That is not cool.
Well, they said so.
Go ahead, Cyrus.
Yeah,
this is new to me too as well.
Yeah, so quickly, what I read was this: he doesn't want to change management as far as the daily operations. They're trying to maneuver a sale of the WWE. So Vince wants to come back on so he can monitor the sale of the team. My opinion is, I think what he's trying to do is get a high enough bid for WWE. He'll step down and still let Hunter and Stephanie run the day-to-day stuff.
She said she's done.
Oh, really?
She says,
Yeah.
I wish WWE is in a strong position, but I've decided to return to my leave and take one step further with my official resignation.
Oh, well.
So but like, let's be honest. The money that McMahon is going to get from the sale of WWE, who's going to get it at the end of the day?
Well, her and Hunter, and Shane
they're going to split that in half. Plus the fact that her husband runs content creation and for all of WWE.
Right.
So I don't think she's hurting.
Well, she was already she was already set already. She already.
Oh yeah, she was.
Yeah,
set.
she's probably close. She's probably closer to $1 billion than we are at this point.
No shit.
Yeah,
that's like a no shit moment right
there. I more look at this as that this is Stephanie probably wanting to step away from the job, be a mom.
Yeah.
Her daughters are getting older, so let her do her thing. She served her time for the WWE. Excited for her to go ahead and live the rest of her life doing what she does. And I'm very interested to see where the rest of this is going to transpire.
Yeah, well, I just hope that he sticks to what he says. He didn't want it.
He never does.
Yeah, I just hope he does. I mean, listen. He said he was going to stick to it. I hope he does, because right now the product that they have is diverse, and it could go either way, even with the injuries and all that stuff that's been going on. So
it's the best it's been in a while. So as long as he stays away from anything creative and letting Triple H, aka Paul Levesque, do what he's doing on his own with his people, I'm 100%. Vince can sell the company and do what he wants, but stay away from the creative.
Yeah, right. Stay away from it. All right. So let's talk about the actual game. Not much of one. If anyone watched it, it was 65-7 at the final. I had text messages from people saying like, man, they feel like this is unsportsmanlike because they're going on 4th and 5 in the fourth quarter. I'm like, who gives a shit? They're there to play a game. You know, Georgia showed up and showed out. TCU never got there.
I think what really hurt TCU was there was one drive where they were really pushing. I think it was around the second quarter, middle of the second quarter.
Yeah.
And then Max Duggan, he got hit really. I think he got hit really hard for a sack. And then they threw a couple dump passes, which were fine. And then he tried to go for a big Hail Mary throw, and then it just got intercepted. And then that just kind of sucked the life out of everybody there
Yeah.
when I was there.
Yeah, because the game itself was 17-7 at that point. And it was
Yeah.
like if he had got down and even got 3 points out, it would have still kept them in the game viably.
Yeah, but
right?
you could definitely tell that the TCU defense could not stand up with that offense that Georgia had with those tight ends. And the biggest thing, TCU was missing their best running back.
Yeah.
A 13-yard, 100-yard rusher
Yeah.
sitting on the sideline because of a knee injury.
Right.
That sucks.
Oh yeah.
So,
well, that way, look at it this way. You can't. The whole point of them is that they would have to load the box for him, right? They can't load the box for him now.
right.
So now they sit back in the zone or man to man or whatever, too deep or whatever it is you want to run, and they say, okay, we'll give you the underneath stuff. Now you can't get anything long, can't get anything intermediate.
And that's all that wide receiver for TCU can do. He is a long, deep ball threat or even short gain, but Georgia was all over it.
Yeah, and what really didn't help is they like Brock Bowers. So that 3-3-5, there's supposed to be something to stretch them, but man, Brock Bowers, and forgive me, I don't know what the hell his name is. All I know is he was number 84 for Georgia.
The tight ends. Yeah.
He just kept scoring and scoring and scoring. And like there was like one, I think maybe like in their third drive, just a bomb for like 40, 50 plus yards right for a touchdown. Like not a TCU defender in sight. Like just completely blown coverage.
I seen that. They had the one guy. So the 84 ran a skitty post. The other guy ran off of him and broke off and did a flag. And my man was the safety was like, which one do I take?
And then he was thinking he's gonna go short because they were so far, but then Bennett threw the bomb and he just made it right for a touchdown. I was like, oh, in my opinion, when I saw that, I was like, oh man, that's not good. And we're early in the game right now.
Just imagine as a defensive coordinator. So Merritt, what did you see on that play?
I saw one guy go this way, another guy go that way, and I went, well,
somebody will catch him.
Yeah, someone will, right? Yeah, fast guys out there. Someone. Yeah. I'm happy that the Big 12 represented in the national championship game. I wish that they played better. You can definitely tell that Georgia's been there and they're comfortable in that environment. TCU, the first drive, had a couple of those stupid penalties and they just never got going. So I hope they're going to lose their best quarterback. They're going to lose their wide receiver. They're going to the NFL. So
I think Georgia, they said they're like Kirby Smart said in his press conference, he's probably slated to lose about 15 guys.
Oh, Kirby's losing them and TCU's losing a bunch too.
TCU.
You know the thing about that is Kirby has 15 other guys that could take the spot and do the same damn thing.
Oh yeah. Except the tight ends. Those tight ends are
those tight ends are beasts. Whatever they go to in the draft, they're going to be beasts.
Brock still has one more year that, like, in order for him to be actually eligible for the draft.
Wait, really?
Yeah, he has to play one more year, and then
Jesus Christ!
So he's gonna be crushing people next year.
So, like, the big guy, 88 on the defensive line for Georgia, is the overall number one pick from every draft board I've seen.
Yeah,
he is a
Jalen. Is it Jalen Carter?
Yeah, and then is it Nolan Smith or something? The defensive guy who got hurt in the beginning of the year. He was the one wearing the glasses on the sideline, like just in a jersey. He's supposed to be a hell of a ball player too, but because of injury, didn't play this year. I think he's on the defensive side of the ball.
Let me see.
I'm looking right now. Hold on. Did he play in this game?
No,
No,
he
right?
did not play. Yeah, Nolan Smith.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, he's defensive. He's a linebacker.
Nolan Smith, linebacker. Okay, yeah, that's him.
He was the one they were talking about at the beginning of the season, how he was going to be one of their best players. He
Yeah,
was like they were talking McShay and were talking about how he was going to be like an impact player. He was going to definitely like a top 10, 15 pick. So
he's still.
somebody in the middle linebacker. He still can be.
He
Saying
might.
can, he still can
He's.
be, yeah.
I'm looking at his stuff, bro. Like he's in the senior year in the games that he played, he had 18 tackles and 3 sacks.
Yeah.
I think he only played like 2 or 3 games before getting hurt. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll give it to him. We'll see him on Sundays. But yeah, Georgia's gonna reload. They already have, I think they had like the number 1 or number 2 draft signing day for college football.
Sounds all right.
Yeah, Kirby Smart's becoming Alabama. We're all gonna hate it in about a year.
Nick Saban didn't look too happy on TV yesterday, hearing that how Georgia was going to come back and whoop somebody but again.
Oh my god! Yeah, when they said, "Oh yeah, Georgia's starting to run over college football," and Saban's face is like, "What? What'd you say?" He's like already pissed. I was like, "Oh god!"
It's funny. I saw all those like TikTok memes of people like, and you guys didn't want Alabama in the championship game, but yet we're the one team that could have beat Troy. I'm like, honestly,
No, you
I
guys
don't
got
care.
smacked.
No.
You would have gotten smacked.
I could care less about Alabama being in the championship game. You have gotten your share of championship games. I'm happy you can go ahead and beat the crap out of people in whatever. What did they win? Cotton Bowl this year?
Yeah, I don't remember.
One of those bowls. Yeah, have fun there. Don't really need you in the national championship. Let's give other people a chance. And of course, when we move to 12, you'll be there anyway. So
And you'll probably win some more. So shut up.
Exactly.
Let's talk about yesterday. Yesterday, for everyone that is aware, was Black Monday. It is the fun holiday of firing coaching staff, head coaches, general managers, whatever you want to call them in the NFL if you do not make the playoffs. The 2 biggest names that got fired yesterday were, I want to start with this guy, Lovie Smith. Love the guy. I think he's a fantastic human being. Should never have been a head coach again. And then he won them the game on Sunday. And because they won, the Bears took over the number 1 spot in the draft. Lovey's quote after the game was great. He's like, I don't come here to lose. I come here to win. How would it be if I told these guys, we're going to intentionally lose this game so we get the first overall pick? He's like, that's not me. Next day, canned. Like, good for Lovey to stick to his guns and say, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to go out there. I want to win a game. And let's be honest. Those guys, the players, do they care about a draft pick or do they care about a win?
They care about a win.
They care about winning. That's what they want to do.
And think about it. They're also playing for their next NFL spot too.
Right.
That's true. They're playing for their next NFL spot.
Brandon Cooks has already come out and said Sunday, he's like, I'm not part of a rebuild. I'm done. He wants to be traded. He should have been traded.
Should have been traded this year, and they've just decided to not trade him for
and
whatsoever.
Then he sat the rest of the. I think he's played like 1 or 2 more games, and then he sat. He
played this last game, but he did sit for like
he sat for
middle
of the
season.
Yeah, he was pissed. I give him all of it for it. Yeah,
I don't blame him, honestly.
Well, there were two trades that was supposed to happen for him. They declined to take both of them.
It was the Packers was one of them.
Right. I forget who the other one was.
But he wanted to go to the Packers because of wanting to play with Rodgers.
Right. But the other one was out east. The other one was on the other side of the country. I know that.
Oh, you know what? I think it was with the Jets.
Yeah. It might have been. I know it was on the other end. I know it was like towards like the East Coast because it was like he's going to a different team and some other stuff.
Yeah, I think it was the
And
Jets that were trying to
yeah,
get him too, because at that point Corey Davis was still hurting.
He was still out. Yeah.
yeah,
But
My
yeah,
God.
I mean, honestly, Houston is just an abomination of an organization with a lot of things that we all know about. But shout out to the other person that lost his job,
I
Sir
know.
Mr. Cliff
Kingsbury.
Kingsbury. Honestly, my thoughts on him, it's like this man has been given chance after chance after chance after chance with, again, just underwhelming results. He became a. Can we name anybody that became an NFL head coach while having a sub 500 record as a head college football coach?
No.
no.
So how in the hell? So he get that, and how did he end his NFL coaching career? Sub 500.
Yeah. I think if you look at his NFL record, let's not look at college, because college can be skewed differently.
True.
You know, opponents that he played, his first year is always going to be a horrible year because you're trying to rebuild an organization and come into it. Same as his first year in the NFL. You're just getting pieces and you're going, oh shit, what do I have to do with them?
Right.
Let's remove those and see what he does afterwards. Yes, in college, he had a sub 500 record. His first, I think it was, they showed it was like his first like 8 games of every season. Phenomenal. Like always great to start the year. Can never finish the year strong. That's his downside. Something happens. If you look at this year, decimated with injuries. If you look at last year, decimated. And to start the season, your best offensive weapon, not named Kyler Murray, is suspended for 6 games, 8 games because of PEDs. You also lose Hollywood Brown. You lose all these players throughout the season. I know the tight end Eckert. No one may think he's a great tight end.
You mean Ertz?
Ertz, thank you. I don't know why I think Eckert. I was, what the heck? Yes, Ertz. He is a good tight end, and all of a sudden you had such a drop off in that department because of that. I also believe that he and Kyler never got along, especially after the big contract extension where he wanted him to not play Xbox and actually study the playbook. I love that. I think that's my favorite thing ever in a contract that got taken out of it. But I like Kingsbury. I think he is a great offensive-minded coach. He just needs to be in the NFL longer to understand how to work within that realm of a head coaching position better. That's my thought.
My thought on that is I think his offense could work, but you would need to make sure your defense was like he would need to have the top 5 defense in order for his offense to work, because his offense is a quick strike, get up and move the ball offense. It's not get down methodically, look at the defense, figure out this, figure out that. It's let me get it and go, and then what I'm going to do is figure out on the go, and then come the second half, we'll fix it. So, and that's fine. That works. And in college, that works because you can do that when you have superior athletes. In the NFL, every athlete is virtually the same. The only difference is you may get one guy that's a little bit bigger or a little bit shorter or a little bit taller. Other than that, everybody has the same skill set, just about, right? Other than your DBs and wide receivers, who your DBs really doesn't have the greatest hands as your wide receivers. That's the difference, is why they're playing DB. So, yeah. Can he survive in the NFL? I'm pretty sure he can. He needs to, like you said, I think he needs to understand that. So maybe going back to college will help him understand that.
I think him going back to college is a horrible idea if he wants to be a head coach in the NFL, because that's where you make your money as a coach, unless you go to a big program.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think he needs to go back to a big program,
right,
in order for him to understand how to work his offense and defense to get it to work together. But I mean, I could be wrong though. I could be wrong with that one.
What are your thoughts, Kevin?
I mean, honestly, I think he should take that Josh McDaniels route and go ahead and become offensive coordinator and be a king offensive coordinator.
That's a good idea.
For maybe let's say 3-4 years, and
Yeah.
then maybe he goes and coaches under Bill Belichick and becomes a star and wins more championships that we need.
So,
But I think that
But he
would be
could,
the move
but
I
then
think he
he,
should do.
but Kev. So if he does go to New England, he wouldn't be able to run the same offense, though.
yeah, you would.
No, you think so?
Yeah, you
You
don't
think
have to
Belichick
have.
would let him?
You don't have to have a mobile quarterback in his offense. You
No,
need
no.
a.
I mean, just the type.
Oh yeah.
The rhythm of his offense is get up and go. It's like,
Did you not? If you probably didn't watch as many Patriots games as I did, Cyrus. I watched
they
every
did.
single one.
Listen, in our area, they don't show Patriots games because they suck.
You screw your Eagles.
I'm not an Eagles
He
fan.
is not an Eagles
Who are
fan.
you? What fan are you?
49ers, sir.
49ers. God, I forgot about that. All right, I'll give you respect. I like the 49ers.
He has the best team out of all of us right now.
Yeah, well, that's true. Both our teams are sitting at home right now, Kevin.
I know.
But no, the rumor is right now is Bill O'Brien is the number one candidate for the offensive coordinator position with the Patriots. Great pick because Mac already knows him. He understands the offense that he runs, blah, blah, blah. Safe pick. I don't want safe anymore. I'm done with safe. I want risky. I want somebody to come in to change things up. I think Kingsbury, and apparently Kingsbury's when he played for under Belichick, he got drafted by the Patriots, has been very good friends with Bill Belichick for years throughout his coaching history. If you watched the HBO series Hard Knocks, when the Cardinals were in it, they show the Patriots game, and there's a whole clip of Belichick and Kingsbury just talking before the game, after the game, and they're like, "I'll call you tomorrow. I'll talk to you tomorrow." Like there's a relationship already there. I want that. I want somebody young, because Kingsbury's 40 something years old. The dude
was he? I thought he was younger than that.
I think he's in the 40s. He's the youngest head coach when he got hired, and he was in his 30s then. So he's in his 40s now. Okay. But like early 40s, like maybe just turned 40 or 41.
Okay.
He is one that comes in, changes your offense. You don't really need to change a ton. You have key guys that are fast. You just need to resign Jacoby Myers, which I think they will do. You have Kendrick Bourne, who's a quick wide receiver. When you saw him actually get the ball, phenomenal. You have a deep ball threat as long as he stays healthy and you can get the under throws down, like the mid-level throws down. Devontae Parker is going to take the roof off. Maybe, maybe not. You have Johnny Smith, who sadly has not lived up to his contract expectation. Got hurt in the middle of the year, didn't play much. Hunter Henry, first year of the Patriots, phenomenal. This year under Matt Patricia, god-awful. You have great running backs. You have a young wide receiver in Thornton, who is a speedster. And now the rumor is the Cardinals want to trade away DeAndre Hopkins. I would sit there as a Patriot fan saying, trade anyone you want. Bring him in. Get some decent wide receivers around him. And we're good. But that's the pipe dream. I really just want Kingsbury because it changed your offense. It gets you to a faster pace.
Yeah, I can see that.
It moves you quicker. It's less likely of you just running the same play 5 plays in a row and getting no result out of it. So that's my thought. But apparently the rumor is also with the Cardinals is Kyler Murray will have a voice on who the next head coach is.
That's a problem.
I would agree. I think that's a huge problem. Like, you didn't get along apparently with Kingsbury, who, from every report I've seen, everything I've watched or read, is a very likable human being. All he asks is that you show up and show out.
But so apparently, remember when he first got drafted, he was talking about how he went to go find Kyler Murray because he wanted to recruit him. And he didn't. And he said, had he had Kyler Murray, his offense would have been in college would have been so much more better because he was equipped for that offense in college. So a guy who really wants you and likes your skill set is saying, when we play together, this is what we're going to do. And now you can't and you can't or you won't, there's a problem. Like he needs discipline. No offense, I'm not saying it, to sound like like the old guy on the porch. Oh, I'm saying it to be
The old man on the porch yelling at the kids.
I'm just saying it to be as a guy who's played sports to somewhat of a level past high school. Sometimes you need that stability to teach you how to be a professional player. Because at some point in time, it becomes a job. It's no longer excitement and everything else becomes a job, right? And you have to do your job to the best ability or you get moved on. And that's what's going to happen now. They signed into that big contract. Don't think that they haven't looked at the numbers and figured out a way. Listen, you know what? We're going to stick for the next couple of years because of whatever we got. JJ Watt retired. I got some decent players on defense. DeAndre Hopkins wants out. I got some decent players on offense. They signed AJ Green to a 1-year deal, so he's going after this year if he wants to leave. The only place I got left is Hollywood Brown and Zach Ertz and James Conner. So, I can afford to, like, if I want to, I bring in the coach like they did Lovie Smith, which really stinks to do, but have him come in for a year, be the guy stopgap for a year or two, to implode the team up, and then when you decide you want to start all over again and make it the right way, bring in somebody viable. But again, I also think they need to get rid of the GM in Arizona too. But I don't
He's
think
gone.
Oh,
he's gone too. Yeah, Steve Keim's gone. He stepped down midway through the season because of health related issues, and then at the end of the year decided to completely step down. So yeah, there's the fun stuff of football right now, and let's go some good-hearted news. Damar Hamlin is back in Buffalo.
Yes,
amazing.
Yeah,
absolutely amazing.
This man, very lucky to be alive, and a week after having his heart stopped, is back. So I think it's phenomenal. The Patriots got their butts kicked. There was a closer game than I thought it would be, even though it's a 35-23 score. I thought they were going to get blown out by like 100.
Yeah, we had that. We literally got that news as we were recording last week's podcast.
Yeah,
I seen that
last Monday,
and I was like, "Oh my god, this is horrible."
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just really great to see that he is alive. I think I remember reading the tweets when he first woke up. He was like, "Hey, who won the game?" He's like, "Damar, you won the game of life."
Yeah, that's what they said. Yeah,
I was like, "Wow, that if that ain't something, that is really what it is." And the support for him, for Damar, is incredible. Like the money that people raise for his foundation.
Dude, the money that foundation raised. And then, do you hear what the Steelers did, Kev?
I did. I think they donated to his charity as well, right?
So he's from Pittsburgh. His mom runs a daycare. They showed up to the daycare with toys, books, money, everything for all the staff,
nice.
like the kids, all of it, so that she did not have to worry about being in Cincinnati and what's going on back in her daycare. That was taken care of.
It's amazing.
I won't lie. Sunday, I was on my phone. Kevin knows this. Kevin's going to be getting a great shirt. All three of us on the podcast, Andrew, Kevin, and I, are now having Damar Hamlin shirts because all the money from jersey sales and t-shirt sales that go to him go to his foundation.
Oh, that's amazing. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Fanatics is only keeping just the processing fee. That's it, I believe. And everything else is going to his stuff.
That's dope. If they make more jerseys, I'm going to go try and find one so I can buy one. I would definitely.
Yeah, I would rock one of those jerseys. And then the NFL, PA, the NFL, and the Bills all agreed to pay him his full salary.
Full salary.
Because if he went to IR, it was a decent decrease in salary.
Yeah, they said it would have cut the salary down in half, but they asked to not because of what happens, and they were like in full agreement to not.
Did you see that? Did you see that the Bills also signed him, gave him an extension to his contract?
I didn't.
And bumped him up to $3.6 It's a $3.64 million for the year.
So, oh wow, okay. So his contract was only worth like for his
It's
2-year deal,
it's
3-year deal he was on was like 3.4 million.
yeah. So
So
they extended his deal, and then
good for him.
they pumped up his money.
Good for them. Good for him.
So
Let's hope, one, that he's 100% healthy. That's the first and foremost thing.
Mm.
2, let's hope he can play again if he can. If not, there's a lot of people here still there going to be supporting him. He's got a bright career in front of him, doing whatever the heck else he wants to do with his life. But seriously, this kid, and we can call him a kid because we're all a lot older than he is,
yeah.
is lucky to be here. Did you see when John Brown scored that touchdown in the Bills game, what he did with the ball?
No,
What did
I
he
didn't
do?
see it.
He ran up to the trainer that saved DeMar's life and gave him the ball.
Oh yes,
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, that was phenomenal. When the Bills scored the first touchdown to the kickoff return, I was like, this game's over. And it goes along, it goes on. Oh, the second one goes in. I'm like, all right, I'm done. This game's definitely over. Oh God. So yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to just end right there saying DeMar Hamlin's safe and sound, but we got a lot more to talk about tonight, guys.
Yeah.
We
So
do.
West Virginia, Kevin, what are your thoughts on this basketball team in the Big 12 so far?
It is. If I feel like I'm having flashbacks to the football season right now, it is
Yeah.
getting a little stressful. I don't know. We went from having guys that were able to shoot to them not being able to shoot. I don't know what the hell happened. But they just need to get a win on the board to get things going again. But maybe I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting a little concerned on why they're not being able to compete. Kansas outclassed them this weekend, as was a lot of people expected, and I think it's getting a little upsetting to Hugs that, like, we're packing in 14,000 in the Coliseum, where our fans are excited to see our Mountaineers play, and we're just giving our fans disappointment every time they come to watch. So I don't know. I'd really like to also know when Jose Perez is going to get eligible.
I heard something. Apparently, he'll be able to play after the Baylor game, which is bull.
It is bold because that's 4 games into the conference season.
And this
Ridiculous.
kid should have been playing since day one. They let everyone else sign and say you can play. He's the only one that's still sitting.
Was he a transfer?
Yeah,
he's a transfer.
From Manhattan.
Manhattan. He left because the coach
got fired.
got fired the week before, and he's never transferred anywhere else. He's been in the same spot. Never been transferring before. This is his first ever transfer. But other people who have been transferring for multiple years got eligible right from day one. Yet this guy, he can't for whatever reason.
And it goes the NCAA rules again.
F the NCAA.
Yep.
Quote me on that one. It is concerning. Like the Kansas State game, we blew a 15-point lead. The Oklahoma State game, we were coming back. Like I watched that one a little bit, and I was like, "Oh God, this looks horrible." The first half was god awful for us, and then Stevenson decides to grab his family jewels and taunt Marcus Smart as Marcus Smart is sitting in the front row of the game. You don't do that, especially to that player who means everything to Oklahoma State and means a heck of a lot to a Boston Celtics fan. And you're going, I saw that and I went, what are you doing? He got ejected for it, got technical, and that was his 5th foul. He got kicked out. And Huggins has come out and said if he does that again, he's done. He will cut him from the team. He'll walk off. Kansas game, at halftime, it was great. We were only down by 10 at half?
We were down by 7. It wasn't too bad.
I was like,
we competed, but we just couldn't make any shots. I don't get it.
Apparently playing like the Lakers, huh?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
It's very, very bad. But they play Baylor tomorrow night. Jalen Bridges returns from to WVU for the first time since transferring.
Oh man,
Dude,
wow. You just reminded me
he
about
has
that.
sucked.
Holy smokes.
He has sucked. He's only averaging like 4 points a game, barely anything. Like, good for you. Good for
He's
you to transfer.
exactly what we thought he was.
Yeah. And guess what? The boys on our team, besides Stevenson, are what we needed and what we are getting, and they're good. They're just streaky. They have to get hot, and if they don't get hot, it's just bad.
But that's the same. That's like the thing we talked about when we were talking about basketball the last time. There's those three things in basketball that you can't control, right? If you're not really a pure shooter, you got to get on a hot streak, so you just keep going, right? But
Yeah.
if not, it's really tough because you can't control how good of a shooter you really are. Not unless you go into and you really put the work in. But if you're not, that's the problem with it, right? Because if you're, it's three things. Like I said, the three things in basketball you can control, you can't control, right? If a guy gets hot, trying to stop him, because once he gets hot, it's just about it. You either got to foul him or take him out the game,
Yep.
right? The team plays perfect basketball. 1 through 15 doesn't make a difference. What you say, what you do, they're making the right damn play, right? Offense or defense. And then lastly, you just have games where you just don't hit anything, or you're just that bad shooting, and there's nothing you can do about it because it's basketball, and you have those games. And unfortunately, West Virginia's fallen into that umbrella. You know, they have guys that aren't real shooters, and they're having bad shooting games. Nothing you can control.
Yep,
Nothing
exactly.
you can control.
Merrick,
nothing at the point.
I want to bring this up to you.
Yes.
You know, we have been following this since our college careers till now. You know, Bob Huggs has been with us since 2007. Ever since then, do you think that maybe our problem is that our offense is a little outdated?
Yes.
I would say yes to a degree. Not like 100% yes. I think it's like an 85% yes, because Huggins, love the man to death. He's done such great things for the state of West Virginia, for West Virginia University, everything. I think he's trying to run the schemes that were successful for him in the past. And you can see that with getting, like, we both agreed we needed bigger guys. We needed rebounders. We needed this. Well, we got our asses out rebound in all of our Big 12 games so far.
Yeah.
Like, I like this Bell kid. Dude can't run up the court more than 5 times, though. He's overweight still.
Big kid. He lost like 90 pounds, though, man.
Yeah, he did. He's still not in shape, though. That's the problem.
You can lose 90 pounds and still not be in shape, though. Yes,
he's just,
I agree.
He's not there yet, and he's going to get there. I think the problem with our team is we run an offense that is very easy to defend. There's nothing spectacular about it. It's not like, say, Cyrus and I can use the example of our favorite teams, besides mine being West Virginia, right. UNC and Duke. Right. Both teams this year, not very good.
Right.
Overall. Get lucky a couple games, have been really bad in other games. Last year, those offenses and defenses that Duke and UNC were throwing out there were amazing. They had the ball moving. And that's what we need to get to. We need to get to the movement of having 3 guards out there and 1 big guy out there and moving the ball.
Right.
Problem is our backups aren't as good as our starters. And it's a dramatic drop off from the starters to the bench.
Yeah. It makes your rotations really hard to do.
And that's the problem, is like when we get in foul trouble, because for some god awful reason, our West Virginia teams are always in foul trouble and can't hit damn free throws. Easiest shot in the book. You can't hit it. It's always been our Achilles heel. I'm not saying that we should get rid of Huggs, that Huggs should retire. Hell no. I think we're getting closer and closer to the end, and we need to start looking to see who is next. And it's no one on this current staff.
Yeah.
No.
Because I think
it's a new face that has to come in.
I was listening at if like maybe that's something that that program needs as because again that staff has been the same since we were in school.
Besides the
You're
one coach retiring and the other guy just leaving this year.
yeah, exactly, and everyone pretty much has been promoted up. So whether it's a changing of the guard, just something fresh, running something different, because I know Hugs he loves that motion, and the motion, the beauty of the motion is that it's flexible to get shots anywhere.
Yes.
But at the same time, you have to hit shots. So when you have an offense that's not directly towards anyone, then you run into a situation. All right, well, this guy, you got one guy that's just gonna dribble, and drive to the lane and miss a layup, or that missed layup goes into an offensive rebound that goes to a missed layup and then leads to a transition rate to the other team. So I don't know. I think that's just kind of what my thoughts have been so far. Is this team hasn't we have the pieces for this system to work, but at the same time, like, are we trying to do a system that possibly could be used elsewhere, or should we use another system for our team?
I
Wha-
think
Entirely
your
different.
Well,
the
I would say,
motion works, but you have to find that one player, and I think your one player is
yeah,
Trey Mitchell.
yes. I mean, and here's the
I
thing,
agree
right?
on that.
You could run the motion offense, which is fine.
Hell,
But
we all have before.
right, we all have at one point, but at some point in time, as a coach, you also have to go, okay, well, listen, the stuff using right now is not working. Maybe what I need to do, and again, I'd tell you my personal experience. I have also had offenses that are motion based, but what I've done is I have also waited to see what players I do have coming in, right,
Mhm.
and work my offense around those players, so that way I understand what they do best. Not put them not trying to fit a round peg into a square spot, and that's the problem now. He's trying to take a round peg and put it into a square spot. Not everybody is interchangeable into those spots, so you have to now figure out who's the best guy to come off that pick and roll to dive to the basket. Who's the best guy to come off the screen and take that ball and either take it on a curl to go to the hoop or to get a jump shot out of it. Or who's my best playmaker? So when I put him in a pick and roll situation, I can create a shot for another guy. And then you have to figure out your rotation about who can go in with what, who can replace the other guy to at least give me something back. And the unfortunate part of what's going what Huggs is going through is what, and I'll say guys like Phil Jackson, well, not so much Popovich, but Popovich like Larry Brown. They run into that situation where they try to fit their offense, they try to push their offense onto somebody else, right? Their system, it just it doesn't work that way. You have to find a way to morph that system. You got to find a way to get everybody to work within that system to what they do best. Not unless you got like 5 Michael Jordans on the court, it ain't working. It just doesn't.
Nope, I agree.
It's true.
I
It's
think
true.
what'll happen is you'll see us continue to do what we do.
Right.
And I think what the biggest thing is what Huggins is trying to find is that guy. Who is our
Right.
number one guy? In Kevin, in my opinion, we both think it's Trey Mitchell, mainly because he's versatile. He's not a big 3-point shooter, but you get him in the paint, you get him in the post, you get him in that 15-foot range. He's pretty dang good.
So, but he's like 6'9", 6'10", right?
Yeah,
6'9".
he's 6'10", I think.
Right.
So
So if you think about it offensively, if I'm coaching him, what I'm trying to do is if he's not a big 3-point shooter, which I means he can't extend out that stretch 4 or that stretch 5, I got to find a way to get him on the move so I can get him the ball in spaces where he won't get touched or he won't get hit. Because if I put him in the post, they can double team him. If I put him in a place where he stays stagnant, they can put 4 or 5 eyes on him and he can't do anything. So I got to get him moving to the point where you can't follow him. And if you do follow him, you leave somebody open. That's what has to happen now. So you have to find a way. If, like I said, if he's your best player, you got to find a way to keep him in every play and involved in every play. So they have to follow him. That's what has to happen.
Totally agree with you on that one.
Yes, sir.
All right, so football. We actually did okay so far, I think, with the transfers that we've gotten. And signing day was pretty good for us too. So
Seen that. Good job for you guys.
we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see how they
We'll
do.
see.
They
A lot.
had a few
We,
early enrollees, so some of the guys are there now. So
yeah. We have a couple of guys that came in this weekend. We got in the transfer from Buffalo, supposed to be a safety.
yeah, the
Um,
transfer from Buffalo is a good one. He's a DN.
no, he is going to be like our free safety or our
I
bandit
thought we got
position.
another guy from there that was a DN. Who did we get?
We got a guy from Tennessee State,
Oh,
defensive lineman.
thank you.
Yes, he originally was recruited from us like all the way in like 2016, and
How the fuck is he still playing for college football?
I
I
have
can't
no
ask that
idea.
question because there's a 29-year-old in Oregon playing. So,
Yeah,
and the
exactly.
TCU kicker's 29 too. So I can't say
Well,
anything.
you just seen the guy. You just seen the guy on the main stage is 26 years old playing.
Yeah.
He was playing
Yeah.
quarterback for Georgia.
So we'll see what happens. You know, nobody major D1, but I know we the one person that's exciting. We just signed this kicker from Georgia State who was like the top kicker in all of FBS, which is cool. So how about the special teams? But
Great. So we have a shitty fucking Power 5 team, but a really good FCS team. Good. We're really good right now.
Hey, look at it this.
Hey, we could
look
be.
at
We
it
could
this way.
resolve
You guys can get to the 40, and you guys can get to the other side of the 40, right? And then
We're gonna kick field goals all day long, baby. There we go. Let's get it. Oh God.
West Virginia versus South Dakota State in the FCS championship. Let's go, man.
Let's go. North Dakota State, we got your number. Let's go.
Love it.
All right, Kev. Who you got on? I love that it's a
Yes.
Clippers jersey, and I'm
My
gonna assume
jersey-
who it
That's a
is.
Kawhi Leonard jersey right there, isn't it?
That's
Yeah.
Cyrus. He knows everything from the back of his hand. I love it.
Yeah.
This is indeed a Clippers jersey with their first sponsor Bumble on it, as in about an hour and a half or so, I will be on my way to the Clippers Mavericks game.
Nice. I was going to ask if you were going to a game,
which is going to be another We Out Here series, episode number 6. So,
no, this is episode. No, this will be
6?
extra 7.
All right, yo, we're
because
getting to
I
7.
had mine.
Yup.
Then you just had yours.
And then I'm gonna have this one.
Oh my God.
And then
you're gonna be up to like number 9 and number 10 by the time we get to ours, Kev.
Dude, we're gonna be at 9. We're gonna be at
Yeah,
9 by the end of the by like
end of the month. Because we have the Islander game.
And I might do one in like next weekend when I go back to UNH for a weekend. Maybe. I'll see. That's not a guarantee.
Look at this.
But we might.
All the content, guys.
Oh my God. We are ridiculous. Oh God. Well, fantastic, Kevin. I can't wait to see that one. This is gonna be, you should have just done a whole montage and video segment of your whole vacation at this point.
Well, honestly, I needed to make up for it because the first half of my vacation I was sick. So literally, this is me making up for the lost time that I had. So Kevin and his sporting events.
There you go.
All day.
Hey, I'll take it.
See if you can get Kawhi to sign the back of your jersey.
I will do my best. We'll see what.
Are you sitting lower or upper?
So I don't know where I'm sitting. So we'll all find out together.
How do you not know where you're sitting?
Because my cousin got the tickets. She didn't tell me. So we're gonna find out together, and I will let you know. And I'll send you pictures.
I can't wait. If these seats are all the way at the top of the arena, I will die.
Oh my God! Don't say that. But Merritt, you have an interesting hat on. I feel like I know what it is, but I'm really intrigued about the polo you're wearing because it reminds me of one of our minor league baseball teams that we talked to. Go ahead, sir.
So this is my UNC polo because I was supposed to go to the UNC Ohio State game back a month ago, but because of Christmas time and me going home that weekend, did not go. And it's
so the UNC polo. I like it.
Yeah.
I almost
looks like a yard
goat. Yeah.
It's funny that I'm wearing it tonight. I didn't even like remember like doing the podcast till like later on in the day. And I was like, oh, Haha, Cyrus. But the hat, so like
Stony
you
Brook.
mentioned, the We Out Here segment, I did my We Out Here this past weekend when I went to the Stony Brook Towson basketball game. Only 20 minutes from my house, easy game to go to. I kid you not, tickets and their Wolves Den, which is like extra money to go get food before the game and at halftime, cost me less than $100. And I sat,
Really?
dude, I sat first row behind courtside. Like,
nice.
That's how close I was. I was literally, I could have spent another $5 and probably been right on the court. But those seats were all booked, all taken. So I sat right behind it. Great view. Stony Brook's not that good at basketball. They had a couple decent players, but a lot of fun. Overall, if you ever want to go to if you can go to a lower tier, basketball program, like basically anyone in, wherever UNH plays, where Stony Brook CAA is what Stony Brook plays in, all those types of smaller divisions where you only get maybe one school to go to the tournament. Those are fun to go to because they try to make it a fun atmosphere. They literally did the Cotton Eye Joe at one point with a bunch of little kids out in the court. There was no students there because it's still school winter break for them. And I turn and look, and there's this one kid dude, he was cheering, he was yelling, screaming. Then about 20 more people showed up, but this kid was having a blast with it. So hats off to Stony Brook. Great little stadium. 4,000 people can go to a game. Perfect size. Probably going to a lacrosse game, and I might go to the UNH football game in October there. So not bad. I definitely say if you can, go to it. It's a good little time.
Nice. Cyrus, we'll have to do maybe a small one by us, whether like Ryder or Princeton.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going back to the old stomping grounds at Rider University and going to see the RU, go see my Bronx. See my Bronx. They put Jason Thompson is actually on the coaching staff now.
Wow. Oh my gosh! Shout out to Jason Thompson. That's our
staff.
era.
Yeah.
Damn. So Kevin, you brought this up yesterday, and I thought we'd talk about it real quick before we jump into the NFL playoff stuff. Tim Tebow and Reggie Bush highline the 2023 College Football Hall of Fame inductions. It's really funny that Reggie Bush is getting inducted, but they won't give him back his Heisman.
They still haven't given that thing back?
They're not going to.
Oh my God.
They said they're not going to because the NCAA sucks. The only other great person on this list is Lee Corso, got inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he's
there's a lot
as
of
a commentator,
people,
which is fantastic. That
the
list
is like literally screams our childhood. If I go up and down,
isn't Dwight Freeney on it?
You have Eric Berry, Dwight Freeney, Robert Gallery, top overall pick, LaMichael James from Oregon.
I saw that name and I was like, that guy's on that list after punching the Boise State player in the face.
No, that's Slick Eric.
That was Blunt. Sorry.
Yeah. You got Luke Kuechly on here, former Panthers All-Star, Jeremy Maclin, Brian McKinney, Troy Vincent, Brian Westbrook from running back from the Philly days, D'Angelo Williams, also famed for his wrestling days as well. So really, really awesome class. So
fun fact, Troy Vincent actually is part of my family.
What?
Really?
How?
Yeah. He's like
we need to see the family tree.
He's my dad's, he's like the third cousin to me. Cause his mother is part of Patillo family. The Johnson family, my dad's side of the family is part, like his mom, something like his mom's I'm trying to say it right.
I don't know if I'm getting more confused or Cyrus is getting more confused.
No, right. So his mother, his mother's mother was a Johnson, something like that. And so vice versa. Like, so my cousin who me and him basically grew up as like brothers, they went to school together. So that's how, yeah, I even met him. I even met him once. I even met him once at a family reunion. So he's a really nice guy.
You're like, wow, you're my cousin. Cool.
Yeah. Anybody remember Greg Grant? Yeah, he was a cousin by marriage. So yeah.
Nice.
So, but yeah,
right.
all those names on that list, those guys were, those are, oh, wow. That I'm just kind of mad at the NCAA. But just to put a top on all this, I'm going to say this: I think sometime soon somebody's going to come in and snatch the NCAA from all those guys that are running it right now. Somebody's going to come in and take it over and fix it back to the way it should be. Because between the NIL and all the other crap that they got going on, it's not looking good.
Well, they have a new commissioner coming in June.
Okay.
Former governor of Massachusetts, Charlie Baker.
Okay.
Is taking over the NCAA, who did very well in the state of Massachusetts as a governor. So I think he'll rectify a lot of these issues that we're seeing, because it's somebody not involved in college athletics at all, which I think is a fantastic idea. You should not be polling for one school or one other organization like some of these these guys do. Right. He's coming in unbiased and sitting there going, okay, well, let's just destroy everything and fix it. But let's move on to the meat of the episode, which I'm pretty sure we just talked about. It's the NFL playoffs.
Oh my God.
We spent an hour and 10 minutes talking about the intro to this whole episode. My God.
Oh my God.
This is going to be a long episode. Sorry, Andrew. Enjoy. So this is quick. I do not want you guys to go off on a tangent. Okay. Cyrus.
Thanks. Appreciate that, Mary.
Gotcha. Thoughts on week 18. So a lot of games this past weekend were close games, or they were games that you needed to win to go in, or whatever it was. Okay. We all saw that. Besides like 3 or 4 games, everyone was fighting for a playoff spot. Who do you think? All right, how do I phrase this?
Oh, yeah, how did you phrase this?
Stop it. Who do you think made it that you didn't think would? And then who are you shocked that are in the playoffs?
Okay.
Man, that was a tongue
Who wants
twister.
to go first?
Cyrus can go first, because then we can yell at him to stop.
Yeah.
I love you, Cyrus.
I love you guys too. I'm just saying Seattle.
Okay. As a person that you didn't think would make it?
I didn't even, coming into the season, had no idea. No expectation of them getting over 500.
Okay.
What about you, Kev?
For me, just looking at the bracket right now, for me, it would be the New York Football Giants at a 6 seed. That really definitely did not see them sniffing the playoffs. But shout out to Coach Dable for his great coaching, and that's what it's been.
That's Coach of the Year right there. He's Coach of the Year.
He is Coach of the Year.
I'm gonna go with, I'm shocked that the Giants made it 100%. And I'm also surprised that the Packers in Lambeau on a Sunday night did not beat the Detroit Lions and go into the playoffs. Granted, they would have gone and played San Francisco and probably lost, like Seattle's most likely going to go do this coming weekend. But holy mother of God, I would have expected them to be in this.
I watched that game.
Even though they did shit, they were crap all year.
I watched that game, and I just for some reason watched Detroit. They came with a purpose that game where I think the Packers kind of maybe took them a little more less of a threat than they should have, and they
So,
got what they deserved.
so Detroit going into the game did not know that Seattle had won the game. So
Yes.
Detroit went in, thinking we win, we're in. Well, they found out, I think, like right before the game that Seattle had won. So the Lions were not making this the playoffs, which I wish they did. That'd been phenomenal to see the Lions back in the playoffs, even if it's at a 7th seed.
Yeah.
They came into that mentality afterwards going, we're not making it. We didn't make it. Hell, you're not making it either. Which is, I love it. So, it sounds like Alan Lazard did his post-game interview. Made it sound like he ain't coming back. And I don't think Rodgers is going to be coming back. I think he's done.
I think he's done too.
I think so. All right.
I think I felt that whatever that statement he made, I was like, looks like we're gonna have a new quarterback over in Green Bay.
Maybe Derek Carr.
No, they'll. I think what's going to happen is they'll keep Love. They'll keep Love, for a year or two, see how he does. I mean, if anything, if he doesn't work out, they'll wind up trading him someplace, for some draft picks, because Lord knows they need him. I don't see them.
Well, they have all the Raiders draft picks, so they're good.
Yeah, but I mean, they have a lot of work to do offensively and defensively. So I mean, to get the draft picks would be great. I don't see Rodgers playing for anybody else. The only way I can see him getting Cohorst to come out of retirement is he can goes to a team that's tailor-made for him to win when he walks in.
The 49ers are the only team in my mind that would be that,
that's where he's going back home. And he's going back home. Yeah. So.
Yep. All right. So, Cyrus, this was your section that you basically created on the fly about a month ago. And I was like, this is a fantastic idea. And I hadn't written it yet. And I was like, oh, I should probably write this episode because playoffs are right around the corner. And this would make no sense next week. So this is why we're doing it tonight. And we're getting it done.
I love it.
We are going to go through and rank our number one. And this is it. You're picking your top quarterback, your top running back, wide receiver,
gotcha,
tight end, defense. And because my Patriots sucked at special teams last week, you're the best special teams. I don't care. It's the most random shit in the world, but we're throwing it on there tonight. And then, of course, we're
ranking the team. The team, right?
No, you're ranking the player.
So you're ranking the player. So
you're ranking, if you like, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the playoffs right now. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay. That's what I was saying. That's what I meant. So team. So all right, I got you.
Right.
Special teams. Right. Special teams and defense is when you're picking the actual team.
Right.
Okay. Like, the Buffalo Bills have the best defense or the best special teams. That's when you get to the team side of it. The first 4 categories are all individual players.
Right.
Okay. All right. So shall I start?
Kevin, yes, I'm going to let you start.
All right. So my quarterback, my top one, I'm going Patrick Mahomes is the top quarterback right now for me. Right after, I'm going to go Joe Burrow.
You're only giving me one.
Okay, good. Never mind.
Do you not listen?
It says ranking positions and defenses going into the playoffs. So I thought you meant all of them.
No. So
all right.
You have your name and that's it.
Good. Oh, God. All right. Awesome. That's good. Mine is Patrick Mahomes.
Okay. Thank you. We're having some fun tonight, boys.
I know.
Cyrus, your turn. Oh my God. And you can pick the same player. If you think that person is the best one, you can pick the same one. It's not this one or this one.
I'm not trying to be a homer, but as much as I want to pick one. No.
Blackbirdie.
No. I wasn't. I'm going to go Hurts, but not for the reason everybody thinks. I think Hurts because he has a complete team around him where he doesn't have to not push the envelope. Like Mahomes has to push the envelope, right? Because it's not like he has a speedster or somebody he can throw to on a consistent basis.
I was gonna say yes, Travis Kelce.
Right. But all right, so say again, Travis Kelce playing tight end. You box him in, what do you do?
Throw it to
That's what I'm
Travis
saying.
Kelce.
Okay.
He's the best tight end in the league right now.
I agree. I agree.
That boy is going to catch anything that's thrown at him unless it's at like 20 feet above his head.
Right. But I just see Hurts as I've seen him throw to 4 different receivers and keep the defense guessing.
Yeah.
Like
especially the Giants game, he really did. He spread that ball around perfectly. It was amazing.
Right. And that to me right now, I think that really works for what the team has. So I think he is the best quarterback playing at a high level. Now, obviously, he got hurt, but before the injury, he was still up there. So if he gets a week off and he gets to come back and be better than what he was last week.
And he gets to rest his shoulder.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I'm surprised no one's going with this guy because I think he's best quarterback in the league right now. And I'm going to go with Josh Allen. I think Josh overall has almost exactly what you're saying, Cyrus, in the weapons around him. I think Hurts has better running backs for sure than Singletary and Hines like Allen has. Thing with Hurts, he does not like to run unless he really has to do it.
Right.
Allen, if he doesn't see anyone open, we know what he's doing. He's going for a 30-yard run, and no one's taking him down.
Right.
I also truly believe that the Bills are going to keep playing this throughout the playoffs for DeMar, and that's going to push them to that Super Bowl. I think they're I
can't disagree with that.
We're going to talk about that afterwards, but I do think that's what's going to happen. Yeah. So Kevin, we'll go back to you. Your top wide receiver out of, I know there's probably 60 wide receivers to pick from, but pick one. You're muted. Nope.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
All right. What about now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. All right. So, there's 1,000 wide receivers on this whole list right now. But one that I personally enjoy is he gets thrown the ball to from Josh Allen, and that is Stephon Diggs.
All right. That's a good one. I love Stephon.
He's good. He was also according to my fantasy review, my top overall pick in one of my drafts.
Perfect. That's good.
"Quote unquote" sleeper pick, even though he was my first overall pick.
Great sleeper pick in the first round for you right there.
Amazing.
Wow. No one would have seen that one coming.
Not at all.
Holy crap. Cyrus, who do you got?
Justin Jefferson.
See, that's who I thought Kevin was going to go with.
But here's the thing. If you didn't have Kirk Cousins throwing him the ball, I think it'd be that much more dangerous.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had to say it.
I mean, I would have went Justin Jefferson, but then I was like, oh, I forgot I totally blanked out. I forgot Justin Jefferson's still in the playoffs right now. But
I just want to point this. I just want to point this out, Kev. Had they not take Jalen Reagor and taken Justin Jefferson, just imagine what that team would be right now. With the
they wouldn't have Devontae, and they probably wouldn't have AJ.
They still would have had Devontae and AJ.
No, because Devontae was the same draft, wasn't he?
No, he was the year after.
No.
Yeah, but they still wouldn't have gotten him. Their team would have been better off.
No, but either way, the pick that they took Devontae from was the pick that they got the trade from.
Right.
But they still would have been in position to take him.
Yeah,
so
they would have.
They still would have taken him. Now, AJ Brown might not have been on the team, but
you're still a fucking phenomenal team.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the guy that Burrow loves to throw to and his best friend. Chase. the two guys that are ahead of him that you guys put on this list, there's a lot of good wide receivers.
Yeah.
But I think that Jamar Chase is even a step above these two.
He is also one of my sleeper picks.
There we go.
My ESPN review as well.
Good God, man.
How is that a sleeper pick?
Ask ESPN.
That's
you know
not
what?
that's not even close to being a sleeper pick.
If somebody picks a Jacksonville Jaguar player, I will be surprised. I just gonna throw that out there.
How is that a sleeper pick, Kev? Come on, man. That's not even.
I don't know.
I didn't even know I could do that analysis on my fantasy stuff. I'm gonna now look into this. Not right now.
You have to click on flashback.
Yeah, it's going to ask you on flashback, and then you can see all your stuff. Sure, your closest loss, your biggest win, some other stuff like that, your best players or something like that.
Nice.
What do we got next? Running back?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, running back. Looking at these, there's definitely a couple different ways that I can look at it. But I'm going to go with my brother Cyrus Johnson Jr.'s running back, and I'm going to go with Sir Christian McCaffrey.
Damn you, Kev.
I mean, you could still pick him too.
I know. I'm going to take him anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. I just feel like the minute the 49ers got him, the 49ers are
much better.
So much better.
They didn't have to run Debo as much.
Exactly. Yeah.
So Cyrus is going with Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah. For that same exact reason, though, if you look at it offensively, the minute he came in, Garoppolo didn't have to take these tragically bad throws. He knew that. Listen, I have a safety valve that can go 30 yards on the spot of a dime, and that I could put out on the line. I could put out in the wide receiver spot or the slot, and I get the same amount of yardage. I don't have to have Debo sit in the backfield. I have Debo run a regular route, even though he's really a slot receiver. I can have him run normal routes and get stuff like that. To me, that's the biggest thing. For years, that offense was, if one of the other running backs didn't get hurt, I got to take a second-rate running back, put him in, and then hope that he makes the yardage.
Yeah.
Then it's either put Debo in that spot. So,
well, I can tell you right now, it's a clean slate. Christian McCaffrey, straight up.
And then I see tight end. I feel like that should be a clean slate, as that's going to be Travis Kelce.
It might not be. You never know.
Yeah, I would say yes. That's a.
I would say Travis Kelce easily is the best tight end in the playoffs right now.
I would say I would give
Kittle. I would say Kittle's right.
Yeah, he's nipping at his tails. Yeah, he's nipping at his tails.
It's like what 4 years ago was Gronk, Kelce. Now it's Kelce, Kittles, and there's some good tight ends that are young guys that are coming up too.
That's another guy right there. That's another guy right there that McCaffrey paid off for, because he took people out of the box that allowed Kittle to get a lot more of those easier catches that he couldn't get before.
Can we say the biggest benefactor to that Christian McCaffrey trade is Brandon Ayuk?
Yeah.
After that trade, Ayuk's production went through the roof.
Exactly.
Yep.
One, because Debo was hurt, and two, everyone had to pay attention. They had to throw another corner at Christian because a linebacker can't stay with him. So all of a sudden, a linebacker is being switched over to Ayuk in the slot.
Right.
And then Debo comes back and you're going, quarterbacks all over the place because no one's going to be able to guard these guys. So, yeah. All right. This is where we get into the teams. Okay. So the best overall defense, in your opinion, out there right now in the playoffs.
Man, this pains me so much because I hate them so much.
Oh boy, here we go.
I hate them so much, but it's just every time I turn the damn TV on, except for maybe with respect to when they face the Saints at the end of the year, the Eagles were just putting it on people.
I say they're good. I personally don't think they're the best. But
I say the 49ers, listen, they got, if it wasn't, they have guys that are on the IR that if you put them on, and if you put them on now, they're DBs and corner and the safeties. If you put them on the field now, if the team right now is the number one defense in the NFL, if you put them on there now, they become unbelievable. That front seven's crazy. You're not getting any running yardage on them. And now if you put the other guys back there that were hurt and you plaster them, that's a wrap.
All right. Well, I'm going for the team in the frozen tundra, or the place where about 60 feet of snow falls apparently every day this year, with the Buffalo Bills. I just think
I can see that too. They got a bunch of injuries on that back end too.
That front line is solid. And granted, they've had a lot of injuries through the cornerbacks and the safety room, but every single guy is next man up, and they have all stepped up. Like, I think they have the best overall. All right, so here's the fun one, because my Patriots special teams suck this week. Special teams. Who has the best special teams out there? And this could be kickoff, field goal, all that kind of stuff, because that's all in special teams. So.
Gosh. Special teams, it's like,
I know.
do I even like pay attention? I'm gonna go with the Bills. I just feel like they're on that end, they're pretty solid.
Are you, and because Hines 2 kickoff returns for a touchdown last week? Yeah.
No, not just that. I just also feel like they know what they're doing there. They can hit field goals in cold weather, they can hit them in hot weather.
Yeah, Bass is a good kicker.
They're diverse. I would say like maybe someone like Minnesota special teams is not bad either, but like I'm only allowed one choice, so I'm sticking to it.
All right, Cyrus.
You know, I want to say.
You want to say the 49ers.
No, but I'm being honest with you. I'm going to have to stick with the Bills for those same exact reasons as Kev had. It's just really tough. They're playing really good, really well with the skeleton crew, because they have players missing again. So, it's hard to say. And they still, like I said, to going from cold to warm weather and still be able to make the same amount of plays as you make on both ends. Hard to turn that away. I mean, I don't think they've missed the kick in a long time, right? And when's the last time they missed an extra, like, I'm not talking about extra point, I'm talking about like field goal. When's the last time they missed like a field goal? It's been a couple weeks, right?
It's been a little while.
Yeah. So, I mean, that right there, when you're trying to win a playoff game, is a big deal. If you can consistently get 3 points on those drives where you don't get 7, that's a big deal. Keeps you right in the game.
All right. Well, I was going to go with somebody else, but you guys are all very convincing in your arguments. But honestly, I will have to go with the Eagles on this one. I think their special teams overall is pretty damn good. They don't miss. Their punt returns and kickoff returns may not give you, touchdowns like the Bills did last week, but they put you in good field position. And their punter is pretty damn good too. He's pinned a lot of people back in the 20s.
Yeah,
he's pinned a lot of people back there. So I have to go with that. But Bills are top there too. All right. So Kevin, here's the fun questions. Okay.
Man.
This is the team questions. Okay.
Kev has that face, Meredith. Kev has that face like he really doesn't want
you really got to explain this to me. I'm not that. Yeah, I know. I'm going to hear it later. It's okay. Still love you, Kevin.
Friggin' hope so.
Yo, can I just say this? They just came out with their first mock draft, and they had the Patriots at 14 taking Nolan Smith out of Georgia.
Nice. Love it.
I'm like, yo, I'll take that all day. We need some more defense. It's the only thing we're good at. All right. So Kevin, who do you think the best overall team is in the playoffs out of the 14 teams?
All right. So I feel like I can knock out all of these in one section.
Okay.
All right. So best overall team right now, I'm gonna go is the Eagles.
All right.
My team to make it to the Super Bowl though will be the Bills and the Niners.
Ooh.
And
Wow.
I
Okay.
just think the team that's gonna win it all, I just feel like this storybook ending is gonna happen, and it's gonna be Buffalo's time to jump through as many flaming tables as they freaking want and
Dude,
go freaking crazy.
where's the Super Bowl at this year?
Super Bowl is in Arizona.
Okay, so Glendale better get a lot of tables. If the Bills make it to the Super Bowl, they better just stock up on those 6-foot folding tables.
They're gonna need to call WWE and get some from their warehouse
Yeah.
to just like have them on deck so people can just jump off of like concourse.
Walmart's, Targets, every
Yeah.
store needs to have them and be ready to go. All right, Cyrus, your picks.
I believe right now the best team playing. I'm going to have to say I'm going to agree with Kevin on this one. It is the Eagles.
Okay.
Just all the way through. They're playing really well all the way together. I mean, if Hurts didn't get hurt, I don't know. They might have lost maybe to one maybe. I don't even think they would have lost second game.
No. Who's in the Super Bowl?
I think it's going to be 49ers Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I think the 49ers are going to win. But
wow, you're going to go with Purdy winning you the Super Bowl, huh?
But I really think it's going to become. I think it's going to come down to the I think it's going to come down to the defense. I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think it's going to be like 28 to like 21 or something like that, right around the 20s. I don't think it's going to be too high. Okay. Just don't think it's going to be like that. So,
all right. Well, I'm going to go with the 49ers are the best team right now going in. I think because of the Eagles' late season struggles without Jalen Hurts shows what that team, where you can potentially cause issues with that team. So I think that will be the biggest thing. And the 49ers are getting healthy at the right time.
Right.
They're getting back everyone on defense, besides a few of them that are still in the IR that will not play the rest of the year.
Right.
Their offense, Debo doesn't have to take the load like he used to. The kid is going to keep flying. Now for the Super Bowl, I've got the Bills. And in that, I'm saying the Bills are going to scoot, barely win one out against the Bengals. As long as that works out correctly. I don't remember the playoff order, but if it's the Bills play the Bengals in the championship game, I think the Bills just barely beat them out. And this one's hard because I want to say 49ers, but I also think the Eagles can beat them. So I'm going to go with the Eagles in the Super Bowl on this one. But like Kevin, storybook ending, I don't think anyone is going to be able to top that. I don't think they're playing for much more than football.
Yeah.
So that's a huge driving factor. All right. So here's the fun one. And here's the idea is in
Kev,
2024. Why did you?
It was loud in the background, so I was just.
Oh, no worries. Okay. So this is what the idea is. You know how we made predictions, the NBA Finals, and all of that fun stuff. We're gonna make a prediction for the 2024 Super Bowl. Who will be in? And I'm gonna add on to it. Who is the winner? So your two teams that are in it, and who wins it?
That's a long time from now.
I don't care.
Oh,
I don't care. You can pick someone totally random.
Oh my gosh.
Kevin hates me.
That's so hard.
Kevin right now is like, I want to do nothing but go to a basketball game.
Okay. So you said the best two teams.
Predict your two teams it could be, you could say the Jags and the Cardinals make the Super Bowl. Like,
I just can't pick two in the same conference like I did last year.
yeah, you can't do that.
Okay.
I still can't believe you did that.
Uh,
I want the Raiders to play the Raiders. Kevin, they're in the same conference.
that was great. I was very confident in that too.
He was
Um,
straightforward. It was straight face. Everything was great.
I just
Super Bowl 2024. I don't know where it's at. I'm gonna go just to be safe. It will be Bills versus 49ers part 2.
Okay, who wins?
And then I think 49ers will take it that year.
All right, Cyrus.
2024, Kev. It's going to be played at the Legion Stadium in Vegas, sir.
Ooh, that'll be a good one. So much gambling will be done.
Sin
So many...
City, baby. Yes, sir.
I wonder which players are going to get arrested that week, like for doing stupid shit. Oh,
yeah, that's going to be a prop bet on DraftKings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's one prop bet I'd get in on for sure. All right, Cyrus.
Oof. I'm going to say, pains me to say this, swear to God it does. I think it's going to be the Bills and the Giants part 3.
Oh, wow.
And I think the Bills are going to win.
And you're talking about like the New York football
Giants.
Wow. I do have them beating the Vikings this weekend as the upset.
I think, well, they barely lost to the Vikings in Minnesota, so
yeah,
I think they'll win. I think they win that. And then,
but they're going to Minnesota this time, right? It's still back in Minnesota.
Yeah, they're going to be in Minnesota. Yeah.
So I don't. Yeah, I think the Giants will pull that one out. And then who would they play the following week? They're the 6th seed.
They would play the Eagles.
They would play the Eagles.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. They were just there, and they had all their backups in. No starters.
Yeah, but I think that was just a fluke, though. It's
a fluke.
I think that was just a fluke. I think that was, Jalen Hurts it was just his first game back.
Yeah.
He really wasn't trying to run the ball. Yeah. Yeah.
You never know. We have seen crazier things happen in the playoffs. All right. I'm going to go with the Bengals are in the Super Bowl for the AFC. The NFC. That's tough. Because there's really only like a few good teams now. In the NFC, the AFC, there's a lot of decent teams. But I'm going to go with the 49ers just because I think they're going to actually make the smart decision, trade Jimmy G away, which I think both sides are pretty set on. Because
he's after this year he's done. They restructured his deal. He's a free agent after.
Yeah, but they also I also heard that they were talking about doing a contract extension with him midway through the season when he was playing very well. So that could happen.
Right.
Or I'd like them to keep Brock Purdy as a starting quarterback because that team is humming. I don't think Trey Lance is their answer.
I think my personal opinion, I agree with you. I think the way to really work this out would be this. Jimmy Garoppolo takes a walk because they probably won't need him. I believe that they get Aaron Rodgers to say, listen, I know you've had some crappy situations over there. Come here, start. You don't have to groom Trey Lance, but Trey Lance can learn from you. Right? I got Brock Purdy as my third stringer, right? Perfect situation. Roger leaves after the year, wins him another Super Bowl, or comes close to it, whatever it is. Trey Lance steps in, Brock Purdy becomes the backup. Trey Lance doesn't work out within a year or so, Brock Purdy becomes your starter.
I don't even take that route. If I'm 49ers fan, let's just see how far Purdy takes them this year. Like if Purdy, say they make it to the Super Bowl, I'm sorry, you let Jimmy walk and you tell Trey, take your time getting healthy. I don't
have a problem with that. No,
I think you have to see how far they go. If they lose in the first round somehow, then maybe you start questioning. You start having the conversations of what do we do next. But if they make it to the second round, or if they make it to the NFC Championship game, then you really have the conversation of, well, this kid is legit, and he's not putting up slouch numbers. He's putting up
True.
baller numbers
True.
against pretty good teams on the defensive side of the ball.
True. The only thing I would say to that is just like everything else, until somebody gets enough tape on you to know your natural tendencies and the things that you do.
Right. We'll see what he does.
Right. So once they get enough tape on you, we'll see how it is. That's why I said I think if they make the push to try to get A-Rod, that would be the way to go. But I mean, again, if they don't, obviously they'll go another way too as well. But
and I think the Bengals will finally win the Super Bowl, and I'll see Joe Burrow with his cigar, just being cool Joe, chilling like he was
like that.
After winning the AFC North, he did the exact same thing again. So that's what I got. Kevin, did we miss anything? You got any final notes? You're muted.
Sorry, there's like a lot of loud noise in my house going on. But yeah. No, I think that was good. Shout out to Cyrus for putting together this episode out here.
Welcome.
This is fantastic, dude. You did. This is a great episode.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Every now and then have a couple smart ideas. Doesn't come very often, but every now and then.
Don't worry. We're in the same boat. We're like, what are we talking about this week? All right. So I do have trivia though, Kevin.
Ooh.
I'm excited. I saw. What do we got?
All right. So we have 2 trivia questions.
2.
We'll give you the first one, and then we'll do the second one.
Okay.
How many chicken wings are consumed on Super Bowl Sunday?
1.2 million.
1.2 million. Okay.
I say 2 million.
1.3 billion.
Ooh, okay.
There's a lot of chicken.
So 1.5.
Bro, I probably eat like $100, $300, $150 worth of chicken on that day. Be honest here. I love chicken wings.
That's a lot of poultry.
Yeah. It's a lot of protein. A lot of protein right there.
That's a lot of protein.
It's like
to the gunshot.
It's my spinach like Popeye, but it's chicken instead.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
I can't even.
Just imagine if we get in a room together, Kev.
I know, God. Right?
All right.
You guys all together, it's going to be incredible. I can't wait.
Yeah, this will be ridiculous. How much do Americans spend on beer for Super Bowl Sunday?
Is that like the Americans' average?
Is the average, or like just the average, or the price? Do you think like the price?
It's just the spend, the total spend.
Super Bowl Sunday is
yes.
that in that for 300? No, $500.
No. This is across the board, Kevin. It's not just individual.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. I was trying to. 12 pack is. Oh, man. I say 5 billion.
5 billion.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go with 2.1 million.
2.1 million. Kevin, where are you drinking?
I don't know.
Are you like in?
All right.
It's Natty. He's drinking Natty Ice.
Yeah. What are you drinking? Are you drinking like the crappiest ice. Crap of the world?
Well, you're talking beer.
No, it's alcohol. This is. This is beer.
You said beer.
Beer.
That's why I didn't go so high. Let's change that to billion.
All right. So 2.1 billion.
Yeah.
You are very close. It's $1.3 billion is spent on Super Bowl Sunday. That is
way over.
Wicked.
That's so crazy.
$1.3 billion spent on alcohol. How much do you think is spent on chicken if the chicken wings are 1.3 billion consumed?
Oh my gosh. Wow. That's
and
crazy.
Think of the inflation cost now.
Oh yeah, now that's easily going to go to 2 billion this year.
Oh yeah, easily. I'll consume about 1 billion of it.
I mean, right. I mean, it's got to be. It's probably closer to 3 at that point. I mean, if you think about it, you figure you go to the store, you get a pan of wings. It's got to cost you anywhere from $30 to $50, right? Just argument's sake. I mean, if you go back and get any more than that, you're talking about at least $100. You talk about 2 pans. That's one household.
Yep.
That's very true. All right, Kev. You got to get ready for a basketball game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go to bed.
Yes. My God, yeah, because it's like 8 o'clock over there.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
I'm old, dude. Like
I get it. Me too. I'm falling asleep at the same time.
Dude, you should have seen me last night. It was great. Falling asleep on the couch while the college football playoff game, championship game was on. Great times.
Yeah, I feel you on that. If it wasn't raining, I probably could end up falling asleep too. But it's outro time. So first off, I want to give a huge shout out to our guy Cyrus. Thank you again for helping out and showing up on this episode.
Anytime, fellas, anytime.
You want to give that Twitter handle for us once again?
At CKJ.
I forgot.
SCKJ. It's at Cyrus Johnson at TKJ. I don't. I
look at my Twitter numbers, but don't worry. Well, he'll find you when we need to find you. So if you want to continue to watch us, watch me while I'm in my lovely California home, and Merritt at his awesome office. Continue to watch us on our YouTube channel at the Manly Musings Podcast. Go ahead and follow us on all of our streaming platforms. We're available to be listened to on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Amazon Play. So feel free to listen to us there. Feel free to follow Merritt at his Instagram at Merritt_P. Follow me at my Instagram at CakeFavor624. Follow the podcast Instagram at the Manly Musings Pod. And we will see you guys next week. Peace, y'all.
Peace.